Okay, let's talk about a real game changer in the classroom. What if doing a simple math problem could also teach you a super valuable tech skill at the same time? Today, we're going to break down how you can combine 5th grade math with the power of spreadsheets and why it's such a brilliant idea.
And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. We are talking about a major shift away from just, filling out endless worksheets and moving towards skills that you can actually use out there in the real world.
So let's talk about a problem that I think we can all relate to. For so many of us, there was this huge gap between the math we learned in school and, well, how math is actually used in everyday life. And that disconnect can make math feel kind of pointless and, let's be honest, pretty boring for a lot of students.
And this really shows you the difference. I mean, on one hand, you've got the old way, just memorizing steps without really knowing why, which, surprise, surprise, makes kids tune out. But on the other hand, you have applied learning. You're using real tools to solve actual problems. And that's what builds confidence and gets you engaged. The skills aren't separate anymore, they're connected.
So what's the fix? Well, it's actually pretty brilliant in its simplicity. We just transform those standard math lessons into interactive tasks that also teach a crucial tech skill. So instead of 2 separate, boring lessons, you get one that's dynamic and integrated.
Exactly. Think of it like a 2-for-1 deal for your brain. A student can nail a required math concept, say ordering decimals, and at the very same time, they're learning a foundational tech skill, like how to use a spreadsheet. That's just incredible value for everyone involved, students, parents, and teachers.
Okay, enough talk. Theory is one thing, but let's get our hands dirty and see what this looks like in practice. We're going to walk through a perfect, real-world example of how this 2-for-1 learning actually comes to life with a 5th grade math problem. First up, the math skill. We're focusing on a specific standard from Texas called TEX. Now, don't worry about the acronym. What it boils down to is comparing and ordering decimals. This is a super important concept for understanding things like money, measurements, you name it. And now for its perfect partner in crime, the tech skill. The other standard is all about using tools like spreadsheets to collect data, analyze it, and then present it to solve problems. I mean, you can already see how these 2 skills are just made for each other, right?
So here's our little story problem. It's super simple, super relatable. We've got 5 friends, and they've all saved up some money from doing chores. The math task is simple. Put their savings in order from least to greatest.
Okay, so here's our starting data, all jumbled up. You can see Michelle, Paola, Ashley, everyone's there. Now, a student could definitely figure this out by hand, writing it all down, but we're going to use a tool that's way more powerful and way more practical. And now for the magic. We're going to let a basic spreadsheet program, like Excel or Google Sheets, do all the heavy lifting. In the world of spreadsheets, ordering a bunch of numbers like this is just called sorting. And it's seriously as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you just pop the names and the savings numbers into 2 columns. Second, you highlight the titles of those columns and add filters. It's usually just 1 click of a button. And finally, you click the little filter arrow on savings and tell it to sort from A to Z, which for numbers means smallest to largest. That's it. And just like that, with just those few clicks and no complicated math, the technology does all the work for you. The answer you get is instant and it's perfect every time. And boom! There you have it. The table is now perfectly ordered, from Eric's savings all the way up to Ashley's. And notice how the names automatically moved right along with their correct savings amounts. The math problem of ordering decimals, solved. So now we can instantly answer questions from our data. Who saved the least? A quick glance at the top of our sorted list tells us it's Eric. See? The spreadsheet didn't just give us the answer, it organized everything visually so it's super easy to understand. Okay, so yeah, we solved one little math problem. Big deal, right? Well, actually, it is a big deal, because the real magic here is the long-term benefit. This goes way, way beyond a single homework assignment.
I mean, this is the why. This is why this approach is so incredibly powerful. It makes the math concept stick because students are actually using it. It builds data literacy, which is a critical skill for just about everything these days. And it swaps out those boring, passive worksheets for active, engaging problem solving.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? When we bring in tools like spreadsheets, we're showing students that math isn't just a bunch of abstract rules. It's a practical, powerful tool for making sense of the world. They're not just learning math, they're learning how to use math. You know, this simple example of ordering a few numbers is really just scratching the surface. It gets you thinking, doesn't it?
If we can combine basic math with data sorting today, what other powerful skill combinations are just waiting to be unlocked? What's the next big thing for this kind of applied learning, and how do we get our students ready for it?